Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Refuge from Narcissism. No contribution with this video. I'm waiting for stuff to come in. I got a couple requests for sponsors. No real sponsors to match them up with yet. But, after the last video, my I don't give a fuck video, as these things always do, something eventually, not that I couldn't have went out and found an example, but an example of why I think the way I do and why I've made the connection between narcissism, then the political left, the political Democrats, the political communist Marxist left. It just falls into your lap. And it's so blaring that I have to talk about it because I can't expand on this as well because, there's a root for all this hatred. There just is, So this is an old tweet, not from that long ago. This is this Brianne K. Nadeau is a councilwoman in Washington, D.C. So she tweeted out, the district is a sanctuary city. Sanctuary city meaning any illegal can come live there, on the taxpayer dime. We're not going to report you. We're a sanctuary. We're a sanctuary for everybody. The district is a sanctuary city, which means our law enforcement does not cooperate with ICE. That's ICE's, our immigration division. As council member, I have called for an abolition of ICE and wrote DC's law to establish a permanent immigrant legal services. And they do this to shove shit in your face because they know things are going bad on the border. They know it's it's a crisis. And they're like, oh, well, and they're not dealing with Washington, New York, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, these are, and there's many, many others, quote unquote, sanctuary cities. I think New Orleans might be one, Houston or Austin might be one in Texas. But the governor overrides that. So, this is all, mostly cities. This is the Texas ones, the ones in Texas deal with it, but these are all border problems, man, because the border's overrun. Texas, Arizona, New Mexico. Okay. So what the governors started doing in Texas and Arizona is they started like, okay, you want to be a sanctuary city and you're encouraging these people to flood over the border and they're encouraging them to come, and there's plenty of clips of these mayors and these councilmen and even governors and some, come on over. They're encouraging to flood these border towns. And if you could get to New York City, if you could get to Washington, oh, great. That's great. And it was like they had that at one point, a little earlier on, the federal government was sneaking these illegals on flights in the middle of the night and basically dropping them off in red areas. Everybody loved it. Everybody thought it was great. So what the governors of Texas and Arizona and even Florida, but they don't want to say Florida because they know it'll just drive DeSantis' numbers up even further here, are doing is that they're taking these illegals, putting them on buses and sending them to these sanctuary cities. Mainly Washington and New York City right now. Chicago's getting them right now. LA's getting them right now. They're saying, you want them? You want them? Here you go. That's how you go on offense. You have to use the communists, the narcissists, the Marxist tactics against them. You have to play the game as they're playing it. If you do that, you will beat them and they will melt down and they will rip the mask off and show who they really are. How's Brianne doing lately? Oh, here's her giving a press conference. This is yesterday. Let's see what what Brianne has to say.
So it's been said, but it's worth reiterating, that the governors of Texas and Arizona have created this crisis. And
you're a sanctuary city. This shouldn't be a crisis. I don't understand. Wait a minute. A crisis? All are welcome. Abolish ICE. I wrote a law to prevent illegal immigrants from being prosecuted. Like, what are you talking about? What crisis? We're giving them to you. Instead of the federal government sending them around, the state governors are sending them directly to you. Here, why should the red areas get it? You want them. You're the sanctuary. So what's the problem?
And the federal government has not stepped up to assist the District of Columbia. So we, along with our regional partners, will do what we've always done. We'll rise to the occasion. We've learned from border towns like El Paso and Brownsville. And in many ways, the governors of Texas and Arizona have turned us into a border town.
Why is that a bad thing? You're telling everybody, see, this is where the mask comes off. Wait a minute. Wait. Slow down. They've turned us into a board by doing what you asked for. Now they're the victim. By doing what they asked for. Everybody come on over. We're a sanctuary. We're building services so we can assist. What's the problem? Now we're a border town. What does that even mean? Border town's now an insult? I thought these were all just human beings and we're saving lives and people are coming for a better life. What are you talking about? Oh, no. See, what I mean by border town, okay, I mean, let it stay at the border. And we'll stay back here up in our big cities in Washington and gaslight you. See, that's how this works. We get to gaslight you from these ivory towers, these big cities, okay, and then put ourselves up on we're a sanctuary city, knowing that, yeah, we'll get a portion of illegals, okay, and we'll be able to handle that, okay, knowing that the actual border towns are overrun as they sit there, okay, as they sit there and say, we're a sanctuary. We refuse to work with ICE. Oh, okay, great. You want them? Here you go. I'm a victim. I've been victimized by the governors of Arizona and Texas, okay, because they played the game the way we wanted to play it, by our own rules. And we can't handle that. Just like the narcissist does in your personal life. It's the same thing. And the narcissist will stand there and make themselves the victim for playing the game as they set forth. They've turned us into a border town. I'm the victim. The district is a sanctuary city, which means our law enforcement does not cooperate with ICE. As council member, I have called for an abolition of ICE and wrote DC's law to establish permanent immigrant legal services fund. Perfect! What's the problem? Oh, you thought most of these people were going to stay in the border towns or get shipped off to red areas, okay, to try to throw off the balance of the vote. Supposedly. But that never happens. So scratch that. That's just, crazy talk. No, when you get called on your okay. When you get called on your bullshit, okay, here you go. No, don't turn us into a border town. Whoa. Come on, guy.
We don't know how long this will take to resolve. We don't know how long they will continue busing. And so the right thing to do here is to be prepared to ensure we can greet every bus. We can get people off on the right foot. We can get
Be
them
sure
where
you
they want
are.
to go. And that will ultimately help them in their immigration process. So
and that's what you asked for. That you asked for them. You got, congratulations. What are you complaining about? No, we're the victim now. We're the victim because you played the game as we play it. And that's not fair. That's not fair. Well, and this is what I'm trying to tell you about. You gotta play the game as they play it. And the thing is, look, they're in a real bind here because I don't even think it's about the stress on the system, really. What's been going on with the polls and the dramatic shift in Latino voters, okay, and I know now it's more than Latinos coming in, okay, but in the shift, but it's primarily Latino voters, okay, with the shift in Latinos to the Republicans, okay, districts Obama won by 20 points, okay, flipping to Republicans, them winning them by 30 points. That's crazy. And the thing with Latinos, like Latinos are a very groupthink type of mentality. Okay, they all, you know, they vote in clusters by and large. Okay, they're very influenced by each other. Okay, so, and I'm not saying it's all Latinos. It's not. Okay, but the thing about what I've been telling you about Latinos is they abhor weakness. They abhor weakness. And the Latinos are not down for the high crime that a lot of them escaped. Now, the ones who have been living here, okay, they've caught on. Okay, and they've already shifted red. And when the new Latinos come in, it's not a lock, okay, if they can get them to vote, you know, even though they're not supposed to. Okay, it is not a lock that they're just going to vote for the Democrats because it is a groupthink type of society and culture. And the ones, the established Latinos will be like, oh, no. You're not voting for them. This is what they're about. Okay. And you go through the alphabet people and the crime that they just like, it's more dangerous in some of these in these Democrat run cities than it is in Honduras or Ecuador. Okay. The murder rates are higher in these areas. They were told to come here though. They were told. And now they're here and they don't want them. And now that they told them to come here, see, this shift was, I mean, this is dramatic. I mean, it started in 2020, 2022, like it went hard and they're gone for, see and they always go too far. And I always heard that, you know, never really bought it, that eventually the Latinos will go red outside the Cubans because the Cubans escaped communism. Okay. The Latinos will eventually go red because the left, the communists cannot stop themselves. And at the end of the day, most Latinos are Catholic or Christian and very religious, and they're not down. And they're not down. Once you lose the safety in the cities, and once you're losing control over your own children, they're gone, and you're not getting them back. It's like, no, bridge too far. And politicians like her realize that. If 2022, if 2020, not 2022, what am I thinking? No, because 2020, these special elections, the elections since, because that's what I'm talking, because 2022 hasn't happened. It's been these special elections that have been going down that have all gone red for new Republicans in Latino districts. And this did start in 2020. The last one was 2018. 2020 was a hard shift to Trump. Okay. And even in the Congress, a hard shift right. Okay. And it's been even more so since Biden got elected, with all these special elections happening and districts that even Biden had won by 10 points, flipping to Republicans because of the Latino vote. They know that. Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to culture. It's a culture war. And the people who are leaving because they're sick of the crime, they're sick of the corruption, and they think it's better here. And it's really not. It's really just more of the same. We're just a couple years behind them in our own destruction. So you give them what they want. You don't give them what they want, you're a racist, and you don't care about people. Okay, and we're virtuous and we're sanctuary. Instead of fighting with them, no, we're not, and most people this, and throwing statistics like, okay, federal government's not going to do anything at the border. You want to be a sanctuary city? Here you go. I'm going to give you what you're asking for. But that's just it. They don't actually want they don't want what they're actually asking for. What they want is complete and total control over your life. Whether it's politically or in your personal life. The narcissist, the communist, doesn't actually want what they're asking for. What they want is control over you, over your life, over your thoughts, over your decisions. And that's that. So, let me know what you think in the comments section below. And if you want to see more videos like this, if you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like me to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general, keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Refuge from Narcissism. Take care, everyone.